give in.
No, don't put that in it.
What is this?
I got something else to put in my cup.
Oh, what you got? You want water? What you got in your little goodie bag?
Nothing. So,
Jesus.
a little bit of bourbon. Is this allowed?
Yeah, of course it's allowed. What do you got?
A little Woodford?
Oh, all right.
A little Woodford?
Why don't we just drink it from the bottle? We'll put water in there.
That's trash. We're not trash.
I'm from Florida. What do you mean?
I drink my bourbon out of a...
For Fox's sake.
Fox. Oh, and you're a fox.
You got it now? You just got it?
I assumed these came with the fucking studio. I didn't think about it. I just thought it was a corny dad fucking pun. I didn't even like...
Oh, my God. Well, now everyone's got it.
A little bourbon.
I like it. I don't know if that's allowed, but cheers. Michael, sorry if you're seeing that. We'll pick it up.
It's okay. Oh, yeah. Nothing like a little room temperature.
Dude, I've been drinking tequila so much that I wasn't ready for that.
I love tequila, too. But I like these little bottles.
These are fun. So why you carry these around? Just because you travel so much?
No, not all the time. A little. I just got back. No, I like to keep a few in my house. I buy a little case of them.
Okay.
God, this is...
I call it fuck it juice. Like someday
this is
you
a
just
big
like,
mistake. I shouldn't have brought... Because it makes it seem like everywhere I go, I need a little booze. I'm not even like a big drinker. Well, I don't know that. But I'm not like... I don't drink.
No,
yeah.
I can outdrink you.
Yeah, like I'm not actually a
We've
big
tried.
drink. Yeah. But
it was funny that next day. You're like,
it.
you're like, I don't know. I was like up and ready to go. You're like, I don't know how.
I don't know how. Actually, no. So I bought a little like case of them from the liquor store when I went to before I went on a New Orleans trip recently because we just
because there's not enough booze there.
We just spend so much drinking that it was like I wanted. So I was checking. The whole reason is because I didn't want to check a bag and I wanted to bring a bottle with us for our Airbnb. And so I bought this because you can bring them and they come like pre-sealed. So like TS, you're allowed to bring a lot. So we packed some of these in our carry-on bag, so I didn't have to check a bag to go to New Orleans. Like an hour flight. I just didn't want to check a bag, but I haven't actually finished the case. So I brought it with us. Well, are you mad? I mean,
no, I love it. Cheers.
Sheesh.
I'm
so sorry.
Happy. No. I'm contemplating if this is going to lead to me staying another night, though.
I'm not going to tell you not to. I won't tell you not to. We get in trouble though when we drink
we don't
together.
get in trouble. We just have
not actual trouble.
A wild amount of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, last time we were on scooter, like the wheels scooters. I was on a wheels. You were on a line. On
an actual scooter. Yep. Going down the middle of the road.
Middle of
like crossing
Dirty
the highway, like crossing.
We were on 7th. I think we were on 7th. I don't know.
We were on E6th.
Yeah, we were on 6th, down the middle of the road, hammered, having a great time,
flying, hair in the breeze. It was great. We had a lot of fun.
I went and got a wheels yesterday and drove it up and down Congress.
Is something new here?
Yeah, there was the one I told you.
The little okay, yeah,
it
yeah.
says from above.
I saw just a star that's sticking out.
I got that to commemorate launching the cookie store.
Nice. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Dude, it's been a lot of work.
I saw the pop-up. Bro.
Yeah. It's
legitimately cool.
I have it for 6 months.
Amazing.
Thank you.
In LA.
Yeah. There's and there's also a sister location, that mall. There's a sister mall in Plano, Texas. So they asked, they said if you're interested. I'm like,
cool.
Holy shit, I could like have one.
So
but
cool.
I'm gonna do this pop-up location for 6 months, see how we do. My problem right now is I'm getting it's an expensive cookie because it's a big cookie, and it's like it's also you're paying for the box, the tissue paper in it.
Oh, it's a premium product.
Yeah, and I use like high quality butter, and I use King Arthur flour. I don't use just like crap flour, right? So It's a premium product, but I'm learning that like in the store that people are having trouble committing to one flavor because they like all the flavors.
Oh,
because they're like,
right. And you have to spend on one.
Yeah, you got to commit to one flavor. And I mean, I understand that because like when I go into a gas station, I don't just buy one thing. I'm like, I need like 5 choices. And it's a weird thing that I have.
So you're thinking of going back to a regular cookie
Not going
size?
back, but just also
adding.
Yeah, also offering. But I think that's going to be in the next step when we get to a location that has the bakery in it. Because right now I bake off-site.
It's the mega cookie, though.
Right, so I'm going to call them Epic Mega Minis.
Got it.
It's a regular size cookie, but it just has a ring to it. Yeah. Or I'm going to call them saucers because the whole alien thing.
Or UFOs.
Yeah, or little UFOs.
It's cute.
So I'm working on that, but that's a matter of I need more baking space. I don't have the baking space to have 2 different size cookies. So
congrats though.
Thank you.
You're doing a lot. I think I have to say that a lot of people get this wrong about MasterChef or cooking shows or television in general, which is they think that just because they have been on a reality show, whether you won or you lost, that in and of itself will magically create fame and wealth and opportunity.
No.
And I think everybody who's done it has probably realized the truth. And whether they were prepared for that or not is the question. And I bring this up as to say that you didn't think to yourself, oh, cool, I did well on this new season of MasterChef. Here we go. Bring me the spotlight. You actually double and triple down and worked your ass off to be ready for the show to come out and to create good shit. And I think that's really smart. I mean, it helped this time that we've done this before.
Well, that's the thing.
But not everybody from this second season did anything.
No.
Like, truth be told, and like, again, these are people that I love. I'm not talking about them as people, but like, my God, we had the blessing of coming home in November of 21 for a June premiere. So we had 6 months to think to ourselves and prepare and work.
Yeah.
And I think sadly, it just wasn't available to everybody. And it didn't necessarily pan out to everybody where they were prepared.
Yeah, it's about preparedness.
Yeah,
I mean,
prepared. But you work hard.
I live by this. When opportunity presents itself, there's no more time to prepare. So it's like, take that how you will, but you've got to be prepared. And this opportunity presented itself.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I know what happened last time. Last time I was a mess, dude. MasterChef fucked me up the first time.
I'm still fucked up.
Yeah, but like, no, like really bad. I mean, like, I came when I got done, because obviously you remember they took our phones.
Same.
When I turned my phone back on, it got so many texts that it actually broke. Like, it stopped working. I had to go get a new phone, and people were like, "Where were you? What happened? Were you in jail?" Like, and I'm lying to everybody, and it's killing me because I can't tell anybody. I got no income. When I came out of MasterChef, I had $0 fucking dollars. I had nothing, and I was trying to go like work at restaurants, but they tell you can't work back at house. In our contract, the first time it was like you can't go work as a cook in a kitchen. Like, it said that, and I was like, okay. So I was like waiting tables, and then I went. But anyway, long story short is I didn't know what to do. And like social, like Instagram for us was just becoming a thing. Like, if you go back and look, it's like we were just like posting selfies or like, here's a plant I saw that I think is cool. Like, Instagram was not what it is today. Definitely was not what you guys had on season 10. So with that said, it was like I didn't know what to fucking do. Yeah. And then the phone started ringing, and then I started doing all these things. And then there were actually some TV opportunities that presented themselves. And people wanted to be on there, but I couldn't do them. MasterChef said no, and I was like,
"The contracts,
like that, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Like, like guys' grocery games, and it was such a bummer because when you also look at the Food Network space, there's only so many people. Like,
it's a very gate kept,
dude. It's so gate kept.
Yeah, it's very.
And I wish
very difficult to get in.
I wish they would learn their lesson on that because, like, you look at like Joe Rogan and what he's done for decades for comedians. Like, he's always lifted people up. But like, Food Network doesn't want to lift food people up.
No. But he did it independently,
right?
And that's what we're doing in our own way, right?
Right.
Like, you can't, if you're sitting here at home just waiting for Food Network to call you.
Right.
Like, good luck.
Right. And
it just doesn't work that way.
Which,
that's my point, right? Like, we have to work for this shit.
So what I'm getting at is when MasterChef called, I had already had things in the works. Like, this was already in the works.
Yeah.
And I made sure to tell them, I was like, you guys don't get any of this.
Yeah.
I was like, I've already launched this. I already own this. Like, you don't get any of this.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because, like, in some, like, the contract previous, it was like, there was things that they wanted to say they could take percentages of. And I was like, I just wanted to make sure.
No, anything existing.
But anyway, I was just like, this time, I'm not going to be sitting there going, what the fuck do I do? I was like, this time, I'm planning this shit out. I was like, I'm going to have this podcast where I have people on that's going to release the day after the episodes of MasterChef. Dude, and it's worked. Like, the impressions, like, you can go in, you can see view counts and whatever. And, like, my view counts they're steadily growing. The subscriptions are steadily growing, but the impressions, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had, I think I got to go look recently because the last time I looked, it was like 750,000 impressions. I'm like, wow, like, this is reaching people.
Yeah.
And it's good quality. And it's also like, you know, I mean, I get more viewers with MasterChef people. Like, anyone from MasterChef I sit down with, I get a lot more views than people from other reality shows. The other reality shows are just going to take time. I think
they know you.
Right.
From MasterChef.
Right. The people that watch, you know, they're watching because they know me, they're fans of me. But it's hard because I'm also fighting the algorithm because somehow the algorithm knows too. But what I'm getting at is I want this to be bigger than just like what it is right now. I really want this to show that the people that go out there and go on these reality shows, like, get all their stories out because, like you said, we get put in this box and it's like our 15 minutes of fame on the TV show and our lives get cut down to like nothing. And I think that there's so many stories out there that need to be told. And, like, I mean,
100%.
I've had some drag queens on that, like, it's like unbelievable what they go through and oh man, all this, like, okay, that's one where we think we spend a lot on food, like their outfits. Holy shit!
No, that's a different game. That's a whole different game.
Like, wow, but like, you know, so
amazing art. That is an art form.
Yeah, my goal with this podcast is to get it to the level to where in real time, and it actually worked because I actually got to experiment with Fred. I timed Fred's airing of his episode to be the day after he got eliminated, and it blew up. And so what I want to do with this is when current reality competition shows are airing, I want to have, like, as soon as they're eliminated, they come talk to me. Yeah. And it's like
but that's the peak relevance. And
right.
Like, especially YouTube right now and TikTok is becoming more of a search engine. They're building in SEO and search capabilities. So Instagram, not as much, but these platforms are search engines fundamentally. And so, you know, if Fred gets eliminated and people Google Fred MasterChef, I mean,
it makes sense. Right.
Yeah. And it's with these algorithms, if one person searches it, then it's more likely that anybody else who searches MasterChef, they'll send Fred's, like, you know, it compounds on itself. And, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're putting in the work. And I admire that about you because I just don't see, regardless of other people, let me clean this up. I just admire that you work hard. And I don't know that many people in life that do and that have the entrepreneurial spirit and just want to keep pushing. And the reason that I respect it is because I also do it and know that and know that hustle and know what it feels like to be broke and not broke and everything in between. And know what it feels like to work on something and not know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, you put years into this, or months and years and weeks and whatever scale you're looking at. And then there's like this moment where you release something, right? Like for me, this might be a cookbook. It might be a product, whatever we're talking about. And it's like you put your heart and soul into shit and don't even know what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
And that is scary as fuck. And
taking
it's
the risk.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it's putting yourself out there in a way that is really, really difficult. And
Dude.
And you get that. Like, it's scary.
You know
like
what?
that pop-up probably costs you a shitload of money to outfit.
You know, a little bit.
You know, to build it out and get the inventory. And
yeah. We got a really good
and,
we got a really good deal with the mall. The mall is actually not charging me rent. They're just taking a percentage of sales.
But you still have to design and decorate.
Yeah, which that part I'm good at. You know what's hard for me is like I make all these flavors. We have like 7 flavors in there right now. It is so hard for me to be in the store or at the pop-ups that we've done in the past and like sell the cookies because I have such a relationship with the cookie, like baking it, developing the flavor. Like I fucking love this thing. Like it's my brainchild, right? And then for someone to go, like they're not crazy about that flavor. I'm like, fuck you, this flavor is amazing. Like you need to try this. Like I can't see people's faces. Like I literally, I'm so excited about hiring people to work at the store because I can't see the, you know.
Yeah. That's me with Amazon reviews.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, same thing.
Oh, same thing, right?
Like you can't read the comments. You can't do it.
Fucking God.
You can't do it.
And that's with them being good. But I'm saying it's like, I feel it.
Yeah.
Because you feel that's
even a good comment can be like kind of like a left field jab, and you're like, no, that's not what I was doing.
Wait. Yeah, but it's like I just get it because, and that plays into what I was saying, that we put our heart into this.
Yeah.
And I want people to be honest. I'm not like, you know, but like, sheesh, you know? And it's the same thing. Like I see these shitty cookbooks that are like mass produced garbage that sell 10 times as much as me and have 4,000 reviews and you know, and it's like, what?
Can we talk about something in cookbooks and you can tell me or you can decide to not, and I definitely need another.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay, so here's one thing that I have
my bag of goodies.
I have noticed in a lot of cookbooks that big chefs do. What more goodies do you have? Do you like mushrooms and shit? Are we getting high?
No, I was like gonna do. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna do your makeup. No, I'm just fucking.
You're gonna do my makeup?
Yeah. You told me to bring. We got makeup to do. All right, let's go.
Okay, so
you know what? You know how you know I'm getting drunk is because I'm starting to sweat.
Take it off, big boy.
Yeah, we're going at it. If we're gonna drink, I'm like, we're kind of close. We're gonna keep taking layers of clothes off with every.
I'll take another layer off.
With every.
Where is this podcast going? Okay, chefs leave out certain steps or quantities in cookbooks, in recipes. I'm saying from experience, following even Gordon Ramsay, I believe leaves certain steps out so that it's not the exact as what they make.
Yes, you're right. So
Why?
There's a couple things I want to say about that. First of all, you
don't want to give away the secrets.
No. I don't give a shit about that. I give away anything on this world. The best chefs make terrible cookbooks.
Okay. Elaborate.
So, well, okay.
Because there's instinct that doesn't make it into the book.
Because cooking for a cookbook is not the way that we cook.
Right. I think that's why I've held out so long.
It's not natural for us because cookbooks are not about, let me take the best food and put it out there. It is about, let me create something for somebody else to cook.
Okay.
Is a shift in the mindset where it's like, my job as a cookbook author is not the same thing as a chef, because as a chef, I will spend 3 days developing a dish. Every element of that dish is cautiously and carefully curated. But then
also continues to evolve as a chef.
Yeah, and the way that you cook is different, because in a commercial setting, you're cooking for scale. You're cooking for repetition, and there's cost, and there's all these other factors going on, where it's like you can take a day to make a sauce because you're making one pot of it that will be used on 200 plates or whatever, right? Or as a private chef, you might be cooking for a client 2, 4, or 200, but you're being paid to make it all day if that's what it takes. Like this book was even dumbed down to an extreme, and I say dumbed down not in a bad way, but it's like, if I'm making 30-minute dinners, there's an extreme amount of simplification. Dumbing down makes it sound like it's not good or not intellectual.
So
it's just not
simplifying.
True. It's simplification to an extreme point. And good chefs don't do that very well.
Right.
They just don't.
Okay.
And so what happens is they'll get sloppy with it. They'll start cutting steps or ingredients because an editor's telling them that it's taking 3 pages to write this out. Or in some cases with the Gordon Ramsays and the big names, I doubt they're even writing a word of it. They probably don't even see it until it's out.
Right.
I don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing. Like at some point, like they're not. I know the amount of work this takes, and there's no way they're sitting around doing this.
Sure.
There's
that's
no
good.
way.
That's good insight.
But if that makes sense, it's like the goal is different, and so this is why amazing chefs write terrible cookbooks, because the whole process of creating food as a chef in a restaurant is so disconnected from what real people need at home with a cookbook, which is a practical approach to cooking.
Right.
Can't be practical when you're in a
That's why I think when I look at some of the, like there was some of the cookbooks that were in the green room, that, like a Daniel Boulud cookbook.
Right.
Like that one's not missing steps. And I can tell because it's
3
so
pages per recipe.
It's so overwhelming. You're like reading it and you're like, no one at home is doing this. And he didn't write
it,
but
because they're coffee table books.
Well,
which is fine.
Also, he didn't write that book for people at home. He wrote that book for chefs.
Right.
That's the difference.
Or just as a coffee table book. Because a beautiful cookbook is beautiful. I have a whole cookbook collection, and I will tell you that I have not even opened 99% of them even to look. I just love.
Do you have the silver spoon?
I do.
Yeah, I look at that one.
Yeah, but that kind of defines, like, that was the start of this like creating food and making it for the people.
Yeah,
this goes
right. That's like a food Bible.
Yeah, it goes all the way back, and that's where successful books are today. Is that they're more things to learn from, and that's why I said my job as a cookbook author now isn't cooking. It's not even like being a chef. It's being a teacher.
You're right.
And so that's the shift. And chefs are terrible teachers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like in this way.
This way, yeah.
Because they're just creating good food and taking their restaurant classics that they're really famous for, and trying to fit them on a single page.
Because nothing that's good in a restaurant happens in 30 minutes.
No, it's like 4 people. Like reducing and it's like no way.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the big disconnect is. And so often you'll find that very successful cookbooks are written by people with absolutely no restaurant experience, and they write a great cookbook. That's the other side of this coin, because they're able to connect with their reader, because they're just Jane Doe from Minnesota who became a cookbook author and became really good at it, and then has now 20 cookbooks or whatever. And that's been a hard shift for me. And it's also shifted how I think about food and how I think about my social media content. That's what I was saying to you earlier. Like my social media content is no longer about making chefy food.
Yeah.
Because it's cool to look at, but it's not helpful to anybody.
Well, also,
nobody's doing that.
I don't think anyone watches these food videos and goes, I'm going to go create this. Although I have had a couple people
people do with mine.
Yeah.
People really make my food.
Risotto. I actually got tagged. 3 people tagged me that they went and made my risotto, and that blew my mind. I was like, holy shit. And they did really good, which made me feel good. It means like I broke down the steps well, but it's so hard because I got to do it in a minute and a half. Like that. TikTok has 3, you can go up to 3 minutes.
You can go up to 10.
Really?
You just have to upload it from your computer, not mobile.
Oh,
it's a secret.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not there yet. Yeah. I'm not there yet because
TikTok's trying to compete with YouTube, and YouTube's trying to compete with TikTok. So
and Instagram's getting left in the dust.
Well, they can't figure it out.
They're
totally missing the boat.
It's like Instagram, just do what TikTok's doing.
No, but they're trying, but not as well.
Yeah, because they're trying. But I don't have the time to do a 3-minute version of a dish and a 1.5-minute version of a dish. So unfortunately, TikTok is only going to get a minute and a half from me because it's got to go on Instagram.
This is what
too.
I do too. Yeah,
because my
and that's
Instagram
why I put
the
the written recipe on my blog.
Yeah,
because then it's like there's no way I can actually teach anything really. Yeah. But I also look at food content in like 2 buckets. I think there's food as entertainment,
right,
and food as education.
And I think I'm having more fun in the entertainment side of it.
Yeah, and that will actually do better. Like I struggle with this because my content might be a real recipe but then it's like the dumb shit that gets more views because people just want to escape. Like we go to social media to escape. That's why I watch TikToks for 3 hours and I'm like, oh shit, it's 9 a.m. and I haven't started working
but
yet.
You know what?
I left TikToks in 6 a.m.
I left my phone at the apartment the other day and I went out just to the store, which was wild that I forgot my phone, but I was like, oh, this is so nice. Yeah. I can't look at it. Like I literally I went and I was like,
it's freeing,
fuck.
It's liberating.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't have it.
Yeah, it's liberating.
So one thing you skated by, I don't have a blind taste test for you. Because traveling down here to Austin, I didn't know if I would have a fridge. I didn't know where I was going to, it was a whole thing. So the next time, just know, the next time we do this, we're doing the blind taste test.
We're doing 2.
But you made up for it by bringing these amazing,
little airplane bottles.
The whiskey.
You skated by something.
What I skate by?
You skated by, and I want to ask you because I think you and I have the unique opportunity among only about 10 other people of being runners up. And you said you got home from your season last time really fucked up. And I'm curious if you want to elaborate on that.
What do you mean, though? I thought I did, no?
No, not particularly. I mean, why? And how did you get out of that?
Well, the phone started ringing, so that brought me out of it. But it was a lot of the not being able to tell anyone. It was like, well, where do I go? Like, I don't get to see an edit of this. I don't know how the show is gonna go. I don't know how the world. Because all I'm thinking is I didn't win, so at some point they're gonna make me look like the bad guy, and they never did. They made me look amazing, and I can't thank production enough for doing that. It did. The show did change my life. But there was a moment before it started airing where I didn't know what the fuck to do. And like the band I was playing with fell apart. I wasn't playing drums for anyone. I wasn't cooking anywhere. And I didn't know what to do. So then it was like, when the phone did start ringing, I was chasing phone calls, chasing the dollar, chasing these dinners, which also wasn't conducive. Like that was also like wearing me out. I didn't have a plan. I was just literally just chasing everything. And then I struggled with, do I want to work in a restaurant? Do I want to keep doing pop-ups? Do I want to go private? Do I want to?
So it was just all the life.
It was just all the decisions. It was just all the decisions that had to be made, and there's no outline for it. Like we come off these shows. There's no manual.
No.
And so when I it has to do a lot of my success, and I've talked about it. It comes down to Chef Lee, who was on season 1, Lee and Naz. He was looking for a chef to help him on a gig, and it was a private chef gig. It was like 2.5 months. We cooked for some royalty. It's about as much as I can say, but he brought me in, and like it just like. It helped change my perspective. It was like
interesting.
He brought me through those gates where it was like, okay, you can get into the private world now. And the client that we worked for was, you put that on your resume, and it just like changed everything. Yeah. And now I can private chef anywhere. And I literally turn down gigs weekly because I just can't be in 2 places at once. Yeah. And I have an amazing. But I learned that the private chef world was where I needed to be. Although I miss doing things publicly, and I'm going to start doing them more when I can, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes days to prep for these dinners and stuff. That's what we're kind of where the cookie came from, is like, this is what I can give the public right now, because I can't be out in the public. But no, I mean, it was just like rock. It just felt like rock bottom. It was just like,
yeah, and it's ironic because the paradox in that is that even if you don't win, like I think these reality shows like a meat grinder for us, you know, and we were put through an immensely difficult experience that goes beyond. Again, I've talked to people. You've talked to people from other reality shows as well, but these shows put us through an immensely difficult experience, and then we're sort of churned through it, and then just spit out,
just tossed on the grill,
just tossed out on the grill, and then you sort of come back into the world, and it can be very, very, very uncomfortable and confusing, and I have felt that now twice, and. You know, I guess like we were saying earlier,
picking at your nails. Stop doing that.
I know. Well, that's why I have fake nails on. You know, we were talking about earlier that the show kind of just doesn't have enough time to really dive into to complicated personalities. But I think it's more than that. I think the show doesn't have time to really capture what it really takes to do what we do.
Right.
You know, I think people know at home watching that it's hard. It's hard to cook the food that we're cooking.
Dude, MasterChef is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done also. But it's not just hard because of the hour of cooking. It's hard because you are locked away, isolated, put into extremely difficult situations where you are alone. You have no one that you can truly trust. And you are in this constant weight, this constant umbrella of one mistake and my dream is over. All this work, months, whatever it might be of work, it's all over if I just make one mistake, or I don't give them a good enough soundbite this episode, or
you think about everything.
You think about every single word, every action, every behavior, and you're doing it from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. for months at a time, living out of a hotel, isolated from the world, and
it's wild.
It's wild, and it's.
But then you make friends.
And then you make friends. Sometimes, I mean, not everybody. You know, it's a hard experience, and so then you're the challenge of the show to me is not can you cook? It's can you cook here?
Yeah.
And there's a subtle difference in that because this is not cooking in real life. And this is dealing with this insane world of pressure.
What's wild about that is I love all of that shit. I love the psychology of everyone like stressed the fuck out. Like that's why I mean, you saw I loved the pressure and all of it. And Gordon even mentioned it a few times. It's like that part is fun for me. Like I can go places mentally and be strong. It was the after that was hard for me. Like knowing that I didn't win and knowing like the menu that I put up. I mean, it's still.
But do you really think that your life would be any different today if you won? Do you?
Yeah, it actually would have been.
Because I'm not convinced of that.
It actually, I think it would have been worse because I would have not cooked. If I would have won, I would have taken that money and I would have gone back to playing drums.
Right.
And it would have been like, I would have done the cookbook, obviously. And that's one thing, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast yet. Like, Claudia and I have beef. We have major beef.
Interesting.
And it developed because it didn't have. We were cool on the show. We got along. Like you can see, like we hug in the finale and all that. Like, but it was like every day she complained a lot. Like every morning she would just complain about the time we had to be up, how much her hair takes, or lipstick, whatever. It was like complaining. She would complain she doesn't have any money, so we can't go out to this place to eat because we all had to go to one place together. If we were going to go out to eat, we all had to decide together. We could never go to the chefy place we wanted to go because Claudia was like, I don't have enough money to go there. And it was like, I don't either. I'm using my per diem, and I've saved my per diem all week, so Friday night we could go out to this nice restaurant. But she wouldn't save her per diem. She would buy stupid shit and then complain she didn't have money. So that annoyed me, but I was like, whatever. We're all under a high stress situation. Yeah. But then it was like after the show starts airing and I'm like, come over. Like, let's hang out. We'll shop. We'll cook a meal together live on what was that one? It was the first like live app that Twitter was kind of associated with. I don't remember. Anyway, we were Periscope. We were on Periscope. Yeah. So Periscope was a thing. It was a flash in the pan. So you probably it was it came and went for our season 6.
Yeah, I don't even remember
Right.
that.
It wasn't around.
I probably wasn't even cooking when yeah.
No, so we went live on Periscope. We cooked together. She came over to my house. We cooked at my house. We live tweeted the episode. She sat at my kitchen counter and complained about the cookbook. She's like, I wish I didn't have to do it. It's such a pain in the ass, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's my fucking cookbook. Like, bitch, you should be so grateful you're getting to do this cookbook. Like, do you know how bad I wanted to win and have that cookbook? Like, it was wild that she would just sit and complain to me about the cookbook when it was like, I lost and like my food was better, but I'm not going to say it, but whatever. I was just like, I just bit my tongue. I was like, she's stressed, she's upset, whatever. But I was like, you're going to complain to me about the cookbook? I let it go. We're still friends. Comes time, the end of the year. It's fucking tax time. And she's on Facebook complaining about how much she has to pay in taxes on the money that she won. And I lost it. I was like, what? I'm like, you are the most ungrateful person I have ever met. Like, you have a cookbook. You've bitched to me about it. You won $250,000 and all you're doing is complaining about how much you have to spend on taxes to the world on Facebook. And I'm seeing it.
Which, to be fair, is true of all contest winnings.
Right. Like, you should have been prepared. But no, you flew your whole family to Hawaii. You flew your whole family to Japan. You went and did all these extravagant things. It's not our fault you don't know how to manage your money. But then to just bitch about it on Facebook and then I got to see it. And all I'm thinking is like, what? Like, are you?
So do you guys not talk? Like,
No,
I don't know.
No, not at all. And she actually went on a podcast and talked shit about me. But I texted her and I was like, you should think about what you're posting, because you should realize you are so fortunate to be able to pay these taxes. I was like, you should be so fortunate that you got a cookbook. Like, but if I have to like see you bitching about it, I'm gonna put you in check. And that's all I was doing. From a friend, I was messaging her in check, and she got really offended by it, blocked me. All these other chefs started like texting me like hateful messages and shit. And I was like, yo, I'm not in the wrong here. Like, you sat at my kitchen counter and complained about having to do a fucking cookbook. And then you complained about the fucking money you had to pay in taxes. Peace. Yeah, anyway. Am I still pissed?
That's what I'm like, go off. I mean,
right? So anyway, that's the drama with Claudia.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like,
I'll say one thing. I'm very lucky to have lost to Dara.
We all are. Dara's awesome.
Because I genuinely fucking love that girl.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like, honestly, her and I's relationship, like, she's become like my little sister. Like, I love it because I didn't have a little sister. I just had brothers growing up. And she's so cool. I mean, she calls me for advice all the time, and we hang out. Like, she's a really, really cool person.
She's very special.
And fully deserving of winning.
She's very special.
And would never complain about any of it, you know? I'm like, what are you doing with that kitchen stuff you're getting? She's like, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, she's very special. She really is.
Yeah.
And then, like, to the very first, we talked about this earlier, but it's like, I think her winning is one of the reasons why I'm not mad that I didn't win. Because I understand why... not only with food, but with all of it, with the brand of MasterChef, like, she has a long lifetime of success and growth ahead of her, and I think she's gonna do big things, and I can't wait to watch. Had it gone a different way, maybe I'd feel a little different, but like it didn't. And so I am cool with her. There was 3 people I was okay with winning this season. It was Dara, it was you, and it was me. I was gonna say, that's why I'm waiting for the third. I was literally like, wait, who would the third have been?
You, Dara, or me. And I say that because I think out of everyone, us 3 were the most well-rounded. Like, you can do more than one kind of dessert. You can do more than just make pudding. Like,
or one cuisine or one.
You can do more than one cuisine. You can also plate beautifully. Like, there was one moment you had, I think it was
the vegan.
No. It was It was the chili. I looked back at you had a pork. Chili? You did a pork loin.
A chili. Oh, the chili with Duran. I did the hanger.
the hanger.
Yeah.
And I looked back and I was like, damn, that's a good looking plate. Like I was like, why didn't I do that?
I think people could, it was very interesting. I remember it was the second episode of cooking, not counting the auditions. And I made the duck, and I had the drama where I didn't realize that one duck was like way thicker than the other. So I'd one, and anyway, I recooked it. I fixed it in the end, and you could see in the episode, they were like worried about my duck, and then I fixed it at the end. But I remember my dish, like right off the jump, was really, really nice. Of course, they didn't air it because it wouldn't make sense why I wasn't in the top if they had aired it. Right. But I had a really beautiful dish. And I remember this moment where when we're 20, like when we first get our aprons, nobody really knows. We can't really size each other up completely. Like we know the context of our success before we got there.
We also didn't get to do the S walk, but continue.
Right. And so I remember thinking really early for me that, oh, wait, now you can see who very early on, like you could almost start to pick out like the bottom and top 10 very quickly, right? Yeah. Like very early on, we pretty much had it laid out because it became really apparent like who could really cook at a certain tier. And unfortunately, there are people in the second 10, in the 11 through 20 that were top 10 material, but the other things, moving parts, didn't pan out for them.
So that really crippled me a lot.
But that's my point earlier about like they didn't want us to succeed.
Right. No,
they wanted us to fall apart.
They needed it because they knew we were all good enough. Yeah. We were all so good that there would be no fun. But how about let's celebrate that? Every reality competition right now, competition show, and I'm saying this to the biggest fucking producers out there that are never going to hear this, but cut this up, whatever, share it. Go look at what ABC did to American Idol, and that's what you need to fucking do to every reality competition show. ABC came in, and everyone becomes a star on American Idol now. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to win that show to come out and have the best music career.
But with cooking shows, people just don't become stars automatically, any of them.
I'm not saying that everyone needs to be a star. What I'm saying is the way they lift the people up. They celebrate everybody on that show with their talent.
And events and support after, like
so much support
one thing I will say,
this MasterChef tour.
One thing I'll say is like once the show is done airing, like as of September 18th or whatever, we're all on our own, 100%.
Just
like cut. I wanted to put together like a highlight reel. I asked the press team on the Monday after the finale for a few clips that we never that I really want a couple highlight moments to like, and she wrote me back and said like we're all gone.
Yeah,
like it's not that we don't want to help you. Like we're all on to the next show.
Yeah, they don't have it.
There's the physically like no more editors to cut it. They're just out of. It's done. Like it's a once it's over, and that leaves us all in a position. Which again, like that's why if you don't do your own hard work, it's over, and that sucks because we create no longevity out of that. Not to mention the contracts that we're bound to. Like by the time our contracts are up.
Here's where MasterChef is truly missing, is take the people that do know how to cook, like for quantity, masses, do it well. Like, I mean, I've done pop-ups up to 101 people. Like a pop-up by myself, 101 people. Mm-hmm. Do a tour with that. This weird fucking MasterChef tour.
Well, it's only the juniors anyway.
Right.
And then they just like bring a senior.
It's
a senior citizen.
It's obnoxious. Like,
but it's for kids. I mean, I don't think they think that they'll bring
Sue
an audience.
No, they did adults. Sue and
no. They bring adults, but it's the MasterChef Junior tour.
Right.
It's all kids. They just bring the adults for like,
dude, which is also
it's a kid show.
Look, I understand. Let me say what I'm trying to say. What's wild about it is that kids are also the hardest thing to take on tour because you have to bring at least one parent. And you have to do it in the summer, so when there's no school. So there's so many logistics goes behind trying to take these kids on the road, and then they cook for people, and then the people in the crowd don't get to taste anything. I'm pretty sure. And I don't think so at all. And if they do, let's say they do, it's a culinary team making it and sending it out. But I don't think they get to.
I don't think they eat it all. No.
So what is the point of this? To watch an episode of MasterChef live? Like dumb. But if you're gonna do it, yo, I've fucking toured this country. Like, I know how to live out of a van. Like, why are they not even asking me? For one, I'm a little bitter about it. But also, here's where they're missing the ball. Pop-ups. Take 5 of us, right? Take 5 of us. Let's say, for whatever.
Yeah, but they did on my season. They did pop-ups on 10. It just didn't pan out.
Because they didn't do it right. I'll tell you why. Because first of all,
but where's the big money in that? Like this show makes so much money from TV. They don't have a branch for events.
No.
I'm not defending you because I fully agree.
They're not thinking outside the box then. Because, like, I've done it on my own. And if I wasn't with the private, like, I'm with the private client because I get to be creative every day. I don't have to do one menu. I get to make a different menu every day. And I also make 6 figures. So it's fucking awesome. This is great. But if I was doing pop-ups and I've done it and I've toured with the pop-up and I've sold them out in Canada and I've sold them out in Mexico and I've sold them out across the U.S., like, it's possible. You get a sponsor. You get a liquor sponsor and you do something where the liquor company pays $1 million fucking dollars. They'll do it. The liquor budgets are insane. You get a tequila company, you get a celebrity, and then you take 5 and you go 5 courses by 5 MasterChefs and you travel the country.
But it's a television production company. They don't have it. They don't have any, like, the tour. Tour is done by a completely separate company.
I know.
They just paid a license. It's like Grubhub, same thing. MasterChef has no skin in the game in that Grubhub thing.
Right, which we also need to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Christ. This is,
we're
2 hours in and we haven't talked about Grubhub.
And
also,
that was
bullshit.
drama. That was drama.
Fuck you, Grubhub, and MasterChef.
No,
hold on.
I love you, Grubhub.
I'm saying fuck you because I won that challenge.
It had nothing to do with that challenge.
I know, but
it was completely. That's my
America
point.
doesn't understand that.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Is that Grubhub thing has nothing to do with MasterChef.
So I'm putting my cookie on DoorDash, unless Grubhub wants to sneak in the final hour.
Grubhub has nothing to do with that.
So stupid.
It's like. It's the same thing with, like, when you see a MasterChef pot and pan at, like, Ross or whatever. They're just paying to slap the MasterChef name.
They are at Ross. It's so funny. Yeah. My face is in Ross.
Yeah. So that's what, like, there are out branches.
But here's what I'm trying to say is that when you look at what American Idol, when ABC stepped in and took over American Idol, they're fucking crushing it. And why?
I agree.
MasterChef and Gordon, you're missing out. Gordon, we all know who you are. Hold on. Gordon, we all know who you are. You have all the money. Raise these chefs up. That's all I'm saying. There are great chefs like you, like Dara. Dara's obviously one. But even like Fred. Fred does amazing shit.
Even though she won, they're not doing anything for her.
I know. Raise
They're not. They've already told her, like, good luck.
Do you know what I could do if I had the backing? Like, I'm trying to build my own backing so that I can go play.
But they create television and nothing more. They don't care if we do well. It's irrelevant
to them. But see, ABC cares that American Idols do well after because it builds the brand.
I totally agree with that, but more so than MasterChef. But you see it with Netflix. Netflix does, like, promotional events and red carpet events where they bring their cast members from their shows and not just from one show. They'll do these, like, events in LA.
MasterChef goes to the Emmys and there's not one fucking cast member. It's like, yo, bitch, you don't have a show without us.
But they don't.
Now the whiskey's talking. Give me another one.
They don't have. They don't. This is going to turn into 2 episodes, I think.
It is. I'm cutting it out. I need it anyway because I'm out.
Yeah. They definitely just don't have that department or something, and that doesn't make it right. I fully agree with you. When I watch people from certain Netflix shows and stuff that I've met or don't meet, and like. Or like Love is Blind or whatever, those kinds of shows. And then they're at these events with like all the red carpet events with all the cast, but not just from one show, but they'll cross-pollinate.
Right.
So they'll bring the 20-somethings and the Love is Blind and the Treasure Island and put them all together. So they're networking.
Yeah.
They're creating content around it.
That's what I'm fucking doing here.
The social media content for MasterChef is doing the least. It's just kind of
I'm doing more for MasterChef Life After MasterChef than MasterChef is doing for MasterChef. Say that 10 times fast.
But the argument, I think, is that they are a fundamental part of this television zeitgeist that is on Fox that people tune in, and I don't think they are convinced that spending money on social media outreach or press will get them any more followers, because they have big numbers for the world of cooking shows, and
they do.
They just do.
And it's also
and
wild.
They don't have to spend money on that. Like, they did no press.
And I can actually speculate to this. There are so many people, because when I did my touring, cheers, there are so many people around the country that are fans of me that don't have social media, that don't have Instagram, or don't follow me. I'll be in an airport.
Two separate worlds.
It's wild.
No, people will freak out. They're all excited, and I'm like, "Oh, are you following me on Instagram?"
No.
Oh, what's your Instagram?
I'm like,
know,
are you
day.
joking?
I know.
Everyone that I love, I follow on Instagram.
No, but that's just not how it works. It's two separate platforms.
It's wild.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying is that there's the amount of people that message me from around the country that are like, I want to try your food. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I got to stop reading the comments, because I really want to go cook for these people. I want them to try my food, because like there's times I shock myself. I made this fucking chocolate tart the other day that was dairy free and gluten free, and I bit into it. I made it for my client because those are the speculations. It's got to be dairy free and gluten free. And I bit into this, and I shocked myself. I was like, "Damn, I fucking made this! Like, this is good.
We can cook.
That's I wish people could try this.
So weird.
But MasterChef doesn't want to invest in their chef's life after MasterChef, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is that there's such an opportunity.
I 100% agree, but I also am just honest with the fact that we are players in a chess game that ends the second the finale's over. It's just the game is over.
But they write the game, is what I'm saying. Is they could make it go further if they really wanted to. Of course
they could. I'm saying I see other networks doing it. But it's just not a part. They don't have a department for that. They hired a PR team.
I'll do it.
They hired a PR team from external. They don't have any internal PR.
I know.
They
it's
don't
crazy.
have. They film a cooking show and then they move on to the next show, and that's their move. It sucks for us in that we still have to build whatever we build from it. We get no support. But at the end of the day, they're not. Like, I got way more press on season 10.
Same. I just yelled that into the microphone.
Well, you're scaring me. No.
Same. You want to know why? But the social climate has changed. The social climate has changed.
But we had more of a press process.
We did, but also
they did a whole local news tour for every person. On the show.
Yeah, we had way more press too. Yeah, we like all the top 3. We did a bunch of news shit too.
Yeah, we had more. But press. We did one radio. Me, Dara, and Christian did one press thing for the finale, and it was a national radio tour. Like radio, like who's like radio.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know if we were, but
Steve and Claudia and I, we did a bunch of like TV shit. They could do so much.
They could
more.
do so much. But that comes back to what I said earlier, that you work hard, and you have to. I think whether you are, when you come off a television show, you have to work hard, and like people just assume that you're gonna.
What?
You had something.
I want to make this.
We're getting sloppy.
I want to make this so bad.
Good thing it's in the book.
I know. But here's the deal. So I want to do a TikTok video. So I want you to film like throwing the book to me. So I need like
you cut it in.
Yeah,
and
then I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah, that's
catch
fun.
it, and then like
that's fun.
Open it up and do it. What out of this cookbook? I feel really bad that we went on this like wild tangent about like race and boxes and genders. It's like,
it's an important part of television. And like this podcast has tie-ins to reality too. Like, it is important that we discuss this shit.
It is because here's the thing. Like, I'm coming at this as a straight white guy, which is like a terrible in today's.
Wait. You're straight?
I don't know. I haven't experimented enough. As far as I know.
It's never too late to find out.
Oh my goodness.
And cut cameras. No.
Take your shirt off. No. So I mean, here's the deal. Like, look, I'm a straight white guy. I've had the advantage in many situations. I understand that. I think what I'm getting at
We're
is
supposed to stop talking about race.
I know, but what I'm getting at is I never had an easy road, and I'm not comparing that either. But there was a time where I was at an all-black high school. I was one of 4 white kids, and I saw where this entire town, this entire city, segregated an entire group, so many families of black people to a school, and I was like, this doesn't, like, why? I have trouble understanding a lot of it because I sympathize with it. Like, you know, there's so many things. God, there's so many things, and I can't fix any of it. And that's the part of me. I want to fix it. I'm a fixer. Like, when someone comes to me with a problem, my brother, my wife, my parents, whoever, I want to fix the problem. And I absolutely hate that there is a problem with skin color or sexual orientation, because the fact that there's even a thing about sexual orientation is crazy. It's like, if you want to do dudes, do dudes. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect me, right? Like, why is that? Why does anyone care?
Right.
Why? I yell this on the bike path on Santa Monica Beach. People will cut me off, and I'll just be like, "Why? Why did you do that?"
Right.
Like, why? The big question: why? Why does anyone do any of this shit? It's like,
because society's taught them that.
I know.
That's why I think it's important that these discussions are talked through, because they've never been had before. And I think when you bring up opportunities being given to people of color, the reason is that people are trying to figure out how to fix it, and there's no perfect solution, because it's so deeply ingrained,
right? And I think
in the way this country is built and formed and practiced.
And I think as a perfectionist and someone who, like, you've seen, when I put, like, I can't help but put food on a plate, very pretty. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is.
Right.
Like, it's got to be perfect. The plate's got to be wiped. The plate's got to be the right plate, or my drink's got to be in the right drink, or I just drink it from the bottle. But what I'm getting at is, as a perfectionist, when I see people making sacrifices to check boxes because of a social climate, I don't think that's a good recipe. I think we need to also, like, there's something called overcompensation, and I
think I disagree, and I'm not saying I fundamentally disagree with the idea. I think I disagree with what you're saying, because representation matters, and that just the fact that somebody, even if they're not as good of a chef or whatever scenario you're talking about, like, which is also why, going back to what I started with earlier around, like, it bothers me that every fucking dish I made was inspired by my male fiance, and yet they just eliminated all the talk of that. It bothers me because people at home who might have seen someone that reminded me of them, they didn't give me that opportunity, which is why I'm saying that when press or when an opportunity is given to somebody, even if technically they're
but what I'm saying is
qualified,
you are qualified. You are very good. You're great. You are great. You can make food beautifully. You put it on the plate. The fact, like, what you're doing at an epic scale. You're doing it the best. You're doing it better than most people. So then, behind that, yes, you are a gay man. But what I'm saying is, why does, like, I'm excited about that. Like, I want to learn about that. That's what this is about. Like, everyone needs to know that. But what I'm saying is, you should excel in the chef world because you're damn good with food.
Right. But television and press and these things is different, because it's a very closed world of who gets to be on a TV.
I'm saying that's what needs to change.
Yeah,
is, like, stop trying to fill the boxes. Just fill it with the best fucking people. If you're damn good with food, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what orientation you are. Okay. You're damn good with food, and you should be celebrated.
That sounds great in a perfect world.
I know.
But that's just not the truth.
Wait, but isn't this a cooking show?
No, that's
I know
what I'm
that's
trying
what
to
sucks.
say. I agree.
I think we're saying it in a different way.
We're saying the same thing.
In a different way.
Like you said.
How long did we take to say that? An hour.
Well, and literally, and you said like that's not how you felt, on the bus or whatever. It's because I've had a year to sit here and watch how what really happened to us was chopped up into little 40-minute morsels.
I think I feel different about Christian because he said mean things about me publicly. And
sure, you can hate him. Him and I have no beef.
I don't hate anybody, but I definitely
him and I have no
him.
beef. And I
wish he could back up his talk with his cooking.
That's fine. I have no personal beef with him. I also have no personal beef with his performance on the show because to me, he played a good game. I think he played a great game, actually. Yeah. And that's why I don't think you can be in the finale without playing the game.
But that's where I think he got lucky because I was playing the game really fucking well, and I got taken out by the wall. It was like someone had to go by the wall. Someone had to go out. And whoever was getting paired with Amanda was going out. That's what the algorithm that you created said.
I know. We knew it.
I know. We said this. Amanda was going home that day. And then they spring on us, double elimination. So then we knew whoever's paired. No.
Then Emily puts the weirdest thing together.
Dude. I almost want to blame Emily. Almost. Because she had no idea what the fuck she was doing. And she still, I had her on the podcast and she still didn't explain it very well.
I loved it.
Of course you did, because you were on Emily's team.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm not loving what happened there. I'm saying I loved how much her picks made no sense because I remember sitting in the interview room with producers and the producer being like, Mike, I got to tell you something. We sat there before this episode and put together every potential combination that we thought Emily would pick just so we could kind of be prepared for various options.
And they didn't have that one?
And she said those combos were like the one that we literally didn't even have on the board. Like they were not prepared for those picks.
Nobody was.
They were not.
I don't think I was supposed to go home on that episode.
But here's one thing I want to say that's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Say it. We're 3 hours in. No one's listening this far.
So when we did the tag team, not in our season on 10.
Okay.
When we did the tag team, coincident just because it's funny you brought it up. But Nick from my season had won. Me and him were both captains, and his team won, my team lost. And so when we went into Black Apron battles, because Nick had won as captain, he got to pick the teams for the tag team. The tag team was the Black Apron.
Oh, shit.
So Nick picked the teams for us. And Nick picked the teams, and he put me with Sarah, who ended up being the runner-up. Anyway, he picked the teams, and the producer said, cut, Nick, try again.
What?
And they made him in front of everybody.
Repick?
Then he repicked.
No fucking way. You were definitely not supposed to say that.
That's never been released publicly. I've never said that to anybody before.
Can I tell you something?
They asked him to repick. And
all right, I'm going to match you.
I was with the runner-up of the season, unbeknownst to me, and they picked and put me with Liz, among other though there's a lot I could say that would blow minds.
I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna match you real quick. So it was our finale, season 6 finale.
Hold on. Let me pause because I just want to end the thought to make it make sense. Which is that the reason that I bring that up is to say a harsh reality for you is that if they really didn't like,
I know
they could have made.
I know they could have.
They could have done it.
They've
done it.
But that goes back to what I was saying is they wanted to eliminate me. They needed it to be a moment where it struck America's heartstrings. That's what they wanted from me because they learned that on season 6.
Oh yeah, the heartbrick send-homes are the
best. It. And look, I'm happy about it because it's done amazing.
No, it's fine.
Me. But
if you weren't going to win, then it might as well have just gone home like that, like a big dramatic letdown.
But like what I had planned for the finale was insane.
Well, but I guess you were saying I wasn't supposed to go home then. I just wanted to kind of push back on that because
they took the opportunity to send me home then. They wanted to send me home. They wanted
to break
their
plan because I'm also confirming that producers told me that it wasn't in their plans.
So let me tell you this.
But they also could have stopped it if they wanted to.
So let me tell you this.
This is getting.
It's finale season 6. There's just 2 of us. You were in a 3-person finale. For season 6, it was 2 people.
Yeah.
We got a week to work on our menu. And then, after the week of working on our menu, we had to practice it 3 times under time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you got to do you get to work on your appetizer, you got to do it under an hour, which it's all insane. And I'll tell that story another time. But what I'm getting at is because everything was like, it's a competition, standards and practices, we had to be brought to set together, and then we had to be put in a green room, and then we got to go one at a time with culinary. Well, the fucking wrangler put me in the wrong green room. I was in the main green room that shared a wall with the kitchen, and they brought Claudia into the kitchen. And Claudia presented this menu that was like this French style menu. And they told her, they literally straight up, and I heard it. They said, you won't win with that menu. You have to change the menu. You have to do a Mexican menu. And she was like, yeah, but I have all these. And they're like, no, you need to do a Mexican menu. You have to play to the Mexican menu so you can win.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that, and I was like, what the fuck? And then literally, like, they poked their head out, and they were like, why are you in this room? I was like, this is where the wrangler put me. And then they, like, walkied. Wrangler came and got me, took me to another room. And I was like, what the fuck? No one did that with my menu.
And I know I wasn't there, but that doesn't not make sense to me, because we haven't even talked about, like, yeah.
Tell me, what happened when you were in the finale? How long did you get? This is the longest podcast I've done yet.
The finale was ridiculous. Like, it was.
I think I could cut this into 3. Go ahead.
The finale. Well, there's so much I want to say. Of course, I'm trying not to, like, completely
break your NDA.
Yeah, I mean, let me just back up for a second. So, we had 2 practice cooks. We had no time.
You only had 2 practice cooks?
Yeah. So we
Jeez, we got like 5.
We also so we finished filming the semis on Saturday, and they needed the and I have the whole production schedule. Then we had to submit to them a grocery list and a finale menu on Sunday, by Sunday afternoon.
Really, my point.
So
someone that breaks rules.
So we came up with our menus from the hotel room from thin air in 24 hours. Submitted our grocery list, and they said to us, we don't have time, because we start the finale on Wednesday filming. So they're like, we don't have time to get you new ingredients. So put anything you want on this list, but then, like, that's it.
Yeah.
You can not use something on that list, but we can't add anything.
Can I say real quick? I hate that in MasterChef they make a big deal about not cooking the protein when you're doing an appetizer, where it's like a raw, like a crudo.
Oh,
like,
I know.
It's a crudo is my favorite fucking appetizer.
So I cooked it anyway.
Like, fuck.
I know. I cooked it. It takes so much skill to do a good raw dish.
Duh.
Anyway.
You got to cook everything else.
We all made all 3 of us made our menu from our hotel room with no practice. Showed up the next day, Monday morning. They were like, you have a 3-hour dry run, no playtime, a 3-hour dry run consecutively. And then at the end of that, they gave us almost no feedback, took pictures of it, gave us.
Were you all in the same room together?
With curtains between us, but yes.
Jesus.
And then the next day, they were like, you have one more shot to practice it with no feedback. That was our dress rehearsal.
Shit.
And then Wednesday started the finale.
Wow.
Now, picture this. So we're in the test room, and there's the 3 stations with a, like a black curtain between each one. When I tell you, I was in the front row, when I tell you that I was by myself because of the teams of people that were with Dara and Christian.
Wow.
And I was just by myself. No support. Like, it became very obvious to me the minute I arrived that I wasn't going to win. You need a representative for the brand that I couldn't be.
I think
I'm not an interesting enough story.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Bullshit.
You might know that, but I'm not.
Bullshit.
I'm not interested in a story.
I call bullshit.
It's just, it's fine. Like, I've come to peace with it because watching the show, I get it. But irrelevant who won. My point was it became really obvious early on who was getting attention and who was being highly supported. And then I'm just like by myself.
Yo, Christian.
And here's the
Christian's appetizer.
Stop talking about Christian.
No, Christian's appetizer was already all cooked. He just molded it together and seared it.
It was nonsense.
What the fuck?
It was nonsense.
How much did you hate that? Cooked crawfish, already taken out. You're trying to avoid this.
Here's the thing. So I was doing raw. I asked them. There's so much I want to say right now. I'm gonna get in trouble. There's so much I want to say because I had asked them for the salmon or for the trout sushi grade, and they brought it for me. And on the first day, we only had 2 practices. Day 1, they brought me a fillet. I skinned it and filleted it. The feedback they gave me at the end, I said they gave me a couple sentences of feedback. The feedback they gave me was, Gordon, since you're not cooking, Gordon wants to see you break down the whole fish. So tomorrow we're going to bring you the whole fish.
Okay, fair.
I'm like, no problem.
No problem.
Right. I can do that with my
2 minutes.
All day.
Come on, 2 minutes.
All day. And
all
I
day.
did.
Okay.
All day. So day 2, I add the whole salmon.
Yep.
Beautiful, perfect. Everything's fine. Day 2 feedback was, you did a beautiful job at this. Just make sure that you don't leave in any bloodline or Gordon's going to get you for it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, there's
no bloodline.
Yeah, I know. Obviously.
Right, you did it right.
Yeah, obviously. Then we get to the live finale that you
Okay.
can watch on television.
Okay.
You saw it. Was there any bloodline?
No.
Get to the judgment. Beautiful. Gordon. Be careful, Michael. There's bloodline in this. And you were there. There was no bloodline. This is the first public place that I'm saying this. There was no bloodline. This was the day before they had warned me about something. And then in the finale, I'm being given a critique on something that doesn't exist.
Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. I know they were so hard on you.
They were so hard on me.
Talk about this.
The next
Let's
day,
talk about this. The entire season, they were so hard on you. Why were they so hard on you? Why? I don't know either. It was bullshit.
Oh, I have theories.
Tell me. What are your theories? Why were they so hard on you?
I have theories that I'll never be able to prove. I think some of them are most important. You know, I think there's twofold. I think I'd like to think it's just because Gordon and I had a pretty good relationship going into season 12, and I think that's the source of it all. I
don't think Gordon gives a shit about any of us.
Oh no, that may be true, but I'm not saying that he gives a shit about me. I'm saying
so many contestants. He doesn't remember all of us.
This is book 3. On the second book, he wrote a review for it publicly and endorsed my second book long before season 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Him and I are cool.
Okay.
I just asked him. He's like, yeah, I'd love to.
Wow.
Gordon and I are pretty cool.
Okay, take back what I said.
Like, Gordon's got a quote on the cover of my second cookbook.
Gordon cares.
My point is that I think that the production was really worried because Gordon and I have a bit of a public support that I don't know, maybe they felt like they had to make sure that
no, that translates.
That like people didn't think I got special treatment. And I think with the we haven't talked about
Christian
Grubhub.
got special treatment.
We haven't talked about Grubhub, but with the Grubhub program, I think that my theory is that they knew they wanted me long before we filmed that season. And I think that they wanted to make sure that people didn't think that I was somehow a plant. And so I think they were just hard on me.
Dude, you know what's wild? Season 6, people thought I was a plant because of how good my plating was.
Yeah, I mean,
I was not a plant.
People still think I'm a plant.
It's wild. What is wrong with people? Michael.
It's because I'm a plant. Don't. No, like, you know, I that's my theory in essence is that I think Gordon had to go out of his way to make sure people didn't think I was getting special treatment because of things that he's done for me and things that I was potentially working on with the brand. That's my theory. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it felt to me. They were really hard on me.
Did we drink all these?
Yeah. This is like...
Is this the last one?
This is more than a bottle. Yeah. I think this is like a bottle.
It's not more than a bottle.
No?
No.
What are these? 50 ml. Oh, 8 times 400. Oh no, it's a half a bottle, 400 ml.
Half a bottle.
Yeah,
let's
that's
get some food.
Yeah, for sure. But
let's wrap this up. This is the longest podcast I've done.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up. But yeah, that finale was a little silly.
Okay.
I was never gonna win, so it was fine, and I'm really proud of what I did, and I'm good with it.
I wish I was in the finale.
Yeah, I mean, you would have been
MasterChef
great.
robbed themselves of one of the greatest finale menus ever by taking me out.
You would have been great.
Dude, I was at Dara's party, and one of her guests came up and said, "What would you have done for the appetizer?" Ready for my appetizer?
Am I ready?
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Yeah, if I was gay, I would make out with you right now. Okay, so my appetizer, I wanted to take. So in my finale of season 6,
you got me sweating over here.
Yeah, season 6, I did a puff pastry cage over my venison.
Mm-hmm.
It was remarkable. You can Google puff pastry cage, and my name comes up. So it was a groundbreaking thing. So I was gonna invert that. So for my appetizer, I was gonna do a play on that. I was gonna take puff pastry and I was
gonna make a bowl.
I was gonna make a moon.
Oh, got it.
I was gonna make a half moon
with it sitting in the.
I was gonna make a chicken liver mousse,
and
I was gonna put that to prop it up. So there's gonna be this half moon of puff pastry, and then I was gonna do pickled cauliflower and kumquats and blackberry jelly, and I was gonna make this half moon, and I was gonna decorate the entire half moon, and I was gonna have a kumquat hanging by a chive, like from the moon, like the DreamWorks fucking logo. Like, my life is a movie. Like, this is my appetizer. Like, it was so insane. It was so insane. Like, he asked me, and I started describing that, and Dara looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I don't know."
Yeah, well, it's sadly,
MasterChef was robbed of it. I might make a TikTok.
You know what? One of my biggest regrets is, before I even arrived at MasterChef, was I should have thought about a finale menu. Like, I didn't even believe until the last fucking day.
Yeah, I had it planned.
I think Dara and Christian both had menus planned. I had nothing planned, so I was just going.
Christian had it planned because he only has 6 menus. Okay, answer me real quick, since we've already gone this far. What was the hardest part about? What was the hardest challenge for you?
Whoa. By far, easy answer. Restaurant takeover.
Yeah.
And if you watch that,
I tried to tell you.
If you watch that, it's not the fact that I had to cook.
No.
Because I'll do that all day. Which is, I encourage people to watch my face in that episode. It is the only time I had checked out. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't go the way you think.
It was so it hurt me inside as a chef. Yeah. Because that was the moment that I was most excited about. I think I was most jaded.
Right, because they want you to pretend to be a chef.
And then finally, here's your opportunity to show, and then they make you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
It was designed
even
to
the ones
fail.
that win.
It was designed to fail. The reason in that episode that me and Shanika and Willie weren't talking much is because we were effing cooking. Like, we were crushing it. Like, we were cooking it. And then it's like we cooked over and over and over perfect dishes, and they highlight like the 2 times something raw goes out and smash it. And like, Gordon was just being so mean to me, and I'm a really fucking sensitive guy, and it just fucking hurt. Like, I was genuinely hurt. And I think it was like the one time on the season where I was like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Because it was the thing I was most excited about, to be the chef that I know I am and show that on TV. And then they did the opposite. They made us look like idiots. And that hurts me and still hurts me to this day.
I'm sorry.
I was genuinely hurt and upset. And if you go back and watch my face in that episode, you will see the absence of soul. Like, I was genuinely.
Okay, so opposite of that, what was your favorite moment of season 12?
I mean, corny answer, the finale was obviously my favorite. If I'm just being honest, yeah, it was my favorite. I loved every minute of it.
Okay. Season 6, my favorite moment was not the finale, even though I made the best finale menu of MasterChef history.
Bro.
I did. Will you rub my shoulder? Will you
No.
rub his shoulder?
No. You're funny though. You're funny.
No, my favorite moment was not the finale. Really, your favorite moment was the finale?
By far.
Really?
I don't think I've ever been more proud of myself than like walking down the aisle with the sparks.
Yeah, that was cool.
This is really cool, man. And like, I'm not trying to like.
No, I'm just asking.
It's just the truth. I don't want to like answer everything you've asked with like full transparency. I don't think there'll ever be anything, maybe, that I'm more like proud of. Than
no, there's gonna be. That's just the starting. You're already on trajectory to do amazing things. So. Like, come on, you have fucking cookbooks. Like, dude, you're gonna do bigger and better things.
So.
It's coming.
So. But the finale was cool. But outside of that, I thought it was really fun. Our tag team was really fun.
Dude, our tag team was really fucking dope. We crushed
it. We did kind of crush it. They even kind of downplayed that in the judging.
I hated that we didn't win that one though. And it was my fault. It was the way I folded the fucking Wellington.
It's all right.
I knew we weren't going home, and that's why I was
all that matters.
Jumping like a fucking.
No, MasterChef ain't about cooking the best. It's about outrunning the best. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to not be the last one.
Yeah.
So like in that regard, we did what we set out to do. Much like I did with Emily, where like we didn't need to make the best. In fact, I'm so glad we didn't.
That bitch.
Why?
It's just the way she picked that episode.
God, yeah.
She knows. I'll text her. That bitch Emily. Okay.
I don't know why Willie and putting the two people who
are
friends have cooked together.
Like I said, why? This is the question I asked. Why? Why?
The friends who know each other for years, who cooked and competed together and cook a similar style food.
What are you thinking, Emily? Again, though, Gordon Ramsay has the final say so. Okay, Michael.
Oh man,
what do you want to say to the people?
We covered some ground.
We covered some ground, but we got to do this again for sure.
I still feel like we didn't even scratch the surface.
We got so much to talk about still.
Oh my god!
So we got to wrap this up because I'm hungry. I don't even know what time it is. This studio is so dark.
No access to the outside world.
1:20.
What do I want to say to the people? I want to say to you, it was great to be here. I'm honored. I feel it's important that we have these discussions. I'm really proud of what we were able to do this season, but like, you know, not everything is as it seemed, I guess. And
aside from that, I love you so much.
I know.
I'm like,
look, let me just say this. I've done 2 seasons of the show, and I don't think. I'm trying to word this in a way that's appropriate.
Let's just not.
No. No, this is important. I don't think it's easy in that environment to find people who genuinely care. And
true.
And when I tell you that I think you were probably the only person there who actually had my back.
You know what's funny?
I mean that.
Can I share this with you? Someone told me, I'm not going to name names, that there were other people that said, don't talk to me because I was playing a game. And
who were saying don't talk to you,
yeah,
don't talk to me.
No, to talk to me. Like, and it made sense later because you referenced the cliques that were forming, and I would try to sit down at a table with Bree and Fred and Dara and or whoever. I would sit down in the green room with people, and it was like the minute I got up, it was like, don't talk to Derrick. He's like, everyone had it out for me.
I know, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
But look, I wasn't there to hurt anybody.
No.
My challenge was literally me and the plate. And I want to voice that because
100% know what you mean.
I know that everyone that showed up was playing a game. Everyone that showed up was playing a game, especially Christian was playing a game. And it was like, I'm not there for that game. I was not there for that game. I was there to show the world that from season 6 to season 12, this canvas was different, and I was going to show some shit.
Yeah.
And after watching the edit, I was really discouraged when it was the first challenge where we had to redo the dish we got eliminated on.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Joe was standing at Emily's station and goes, "Have you seen his dish?" referring to me, and then they didn't cut to my dish because my cake was
that happened to both of us several times.
It did. So you understand this
several times.
But that was the first. This was the first challenge. This was like the big one.
No, I know.
So
that happened to us several times.
It cuts away, but it doesn't cut to my dish. It just cuts to me, and it cuts back to Emily, and then Emily and Shanika are in the top because they're trying to stir this drama. And I talked to Emily about it. And it was like there was no drama between. There was no drama between them. So it really bugged me because like that. I mean, that dish was fucking insane. I mean, what I was showcasing with that dessert was every element of dessert. I was showing cake. I was showing a coulis. I was showing a buttercream. I was showing a Swiss meringue.
I was confused why it wasn't featured. I remember it perfect. I was in the test test kitchen with that.
It was insane. That was an insane dish.
But I guess that proves everything.
Yeah. That I didn't check a box and that it doesn't matter about the food. No, I don't know.
It's not they're writing television episodes and they need ups and downs. Anyway.
TV needs to figure itself out.
Stop going there. We're back on the point of there was a lot of isolationism.
So much whiskey.
I know.
Look at these empty bottles
everywhere. The point is that I think a lot of people there, I'll be honest, thought that we were competing against each other, not the greater we.
I think they hated,
and they all went home.
Yeah,
they all went home because they didn't realize the game was not me versus you or this or that or this person versus Fred or whatever. Irrelevant. It was what you said is me versus the plate, or what really it is like us versus the challenge individually.
Yeah,
because you don't have to cook. It doesn't actually matter if you cook the best dish and got immunity or not. The truth is, as long as you don't go home, it's all you need that episode at minimum, right?
Yeah.
So it's just an outrun the bear situation for me. And
are you a fast bear?
and
let's get out of here.
Finish it. Nobody. My point was trying to compliment you. We dove back into it, but my point was that other than maybe one or two other people, Willie was amazing. A couple other people really, I do feel like had my best interest at heart. But my point is that the entire time you and I had, let's just say it, like an alliance.
We did have an alliance.
We had an alliance.
We had an alliance, but also I'll say this. I could have had an alliance with anybody. I was not there to go up against anybody. I was there to send everybody home with me fighting with the plate. Yeah. It was, give me the challenge. I'm going to create an undeniable dish. Because here's the deal. Yeah. When I was in the music business, I had an opportunity to play a song with my band for Bob Marlette. Bob Marlette is a record producer. He's produced the Foo Fighters. He's produced amazing people. We wrote this new song. We went to Bob Marlette's house. He has a studio in his house. It's the most unbelievable studio you'll ever fucking imagine. We got in front of Bob Marlette. We played this song. We got done playing the song. And Bob Marlette said, "This is a really good song." But he goes, "You guys need to work on being undeniable. This song, it's not undeniable. It's a good song, but it's not undeniable." And I took that personally, and I was like, from that day forward, everything I did, it's going to be undeniable. You look at this cookie box. Undeniably, this is going to be a good cookie. Yeah,
that's why I design my covers. Right. I do my food photography. I don't let anybody touch it.
Right, you understand
this is everything in it. Yeah.
So when I went on MasterChef, I was like, every dish is going to be undeniable because the people can't taste it. They can only see it. So undeniably, it has to be beautiful every time. And that's what I did. So at the end of the day, I made undeniable food. That's all I can do. I don't know where I was going with this. Michael, we got to get out of here, man.
Big time.
Big time. We're an hour. This is the longest podcast I've done.
Shit.
I love you.
All I was trying to say was I love you and thank you for being there for me in the midst of
we were there for each other. We were there for each other.
We were there for each other. We will always be there for each other.
We were in the back of the bus.
It's just like now we're not we weren't competing then. We're not competing now. I want to see you fucking soar and.
Of course, there's no competition.
Not muscle sore. I want to see you soar and.
Are you gonna back rubs? I need to back rub so bad.
Oh.
I will enlist anyone to give me a shoulder rub right now. My shoulders hurt so bad.
Producer, if you're listening.
Because just every day.
No, I really appreciate that. Thanks for having me on the show. Go buy my cookbook.
Yes, go check out this cookbook.
This is why it's called New Keto. This is not like a diet keto. This is just like you want to feel good, gluten-free, sugar-free, good food. Really fucking good food in this that you can make in 30 minutes. Go buy my cookbook, chefmichael.com. With the dash, because there's another Chef Michael, believe it or not.
Fuck this motherfucker.
Fuck this guy.
Here's what you have to do. I need a video of you throwing me this cookbook, because then I'm gonna catch it. I need a TikTok video.
Not here.
Not here. No.
Okay.
At your kitchen.
We'll do
you need to go, hey Chef Fox, can you do a dinner in 30 minutes and throw it to me, and I'll do it in a minute and a half. And then I'll open your cookbook. I'll do.
You're a wild man.
Yeah.
You're wild.
Yeah.
You are, and I love it. You're wild. That's why I said when we go out drinking and stuff together, we get a little crazy.
Luckily, I have a wife, or I'd be wilder.
I know. Cheers to them for putting up with us.
Yo, she's been okay. I have to say, she's been amazing. She's been running my cookie shop.
Dude, we wouldn't be where we are without them. I'm being serious.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm being serious.
For sure.
And like relationships are tough, but I'm just saying like I would not have been able to do all this. Like
same. She's my grounding force. She's running my cookie right now. She loves it though. I told her, I was like, I'm trying to find people to replace you. She's like, I love it.
I keep hitting the TV. I'm terrible at this. No, thanks for having me.
Speaking of love, I love you. I'm so excited about our friendship that I never expected, because I'm the guy that goes on the reality show. It's like, fuck people, fuck friends. I'm here to fuck shit up.
Tell me when's the first time we sat down and talked on this season.
I don't remember, because honestly, at first I didn't like you.
I know. That's why I'm asking you when the first time we talked was. Do you remember?
Tell me.
When the auditions started in the bleachers.
Oh, right. We were in the bleachers.
Well, once we started talking,
yeah.
Because I was like, first of all, you were also acting a little like, you were kind of annoying in the
beginning. Tell me.
You were pretty annoying.
Was I?
Yes, that's why nobody liked you in the beginning. Dog, you came in hot, bro.
No, but yeah, because my dish was insane.
You came in so hot at the hotel.
My dish was insane.
No, pre-audition. Like
I was only there one day before.
No.
Yeah.
Because of quarantine.
I only got one day of quarantine. Everyone got quarantine. I only got one day of quarantine.
Oh, because you were LA.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just remember like being outside in the backyard and being like, dude, this guy is so full of himself. Like you were just like,
I wasn't, because I'm not.
I know, because I know you now.
You know me. I'm not full of myself. Yeah. I don't give a shit.
You know me. I'm just saying that like I distinct, because you said you didn't really like me. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then when we sat together and instantly wasn't it fucking instant? It was instant.
Yeah.
It was so instant.
You're my bro for life.
That the producers picked up on it. Remember?
Really?
Yes, I remember the producers being like, "Oh, I saw you with Derrick," and then the next scene where they started placing people, they placed us together on the clipboard.
I was oblivious to this
because they were like, "All right, we see that they're building a friendship," but it was instant. Is all I'm trying to say. Is like we made assumptions about each other, but once we sat down and talked, we were like, man, this guy's like
about me. Let's be clear. I didn't make assumptions about anybody.
You said you didn't like me.
I was just like, why is he so blah?
Oh my God.
I'm saying shit I don't mean right now.
Actually, I kind of want to hear more. Dude, this is.
I'm like season 10. I'm like, you're just so season 10.
and half of everybody there was season 10.
No, half was everybody season 6. The most people was season 6.
I thought it was 10. We had like 7 people there.
We had more. We had 8. We had more.
Oh.
We had the most season.
Jeez.
We had the most season 6 people.
Oh.
Season 6 was the most people. It was the best season.
Okay.
What can I say? It was the best season.
Anyway, don't make assumptions about people until you talk to them.
No.
Because I thought Derrick was an asshole, and it turns out
I'm not.
Is. Oh, I mean, he's not. He's not.
I'm a lovable asshole. Everyone loves to lick the ass sometimes.
Oh, I literally think this TV is falling.
I bumped it with my head.
No, I literally
Let's
think it's
get
falling.
out of here.
We're gonna cause damage.
I can't drive back to Dallas right now.
Wrap it up, dude. This is your podcast. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. We just end
Good night.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to A Bunch of Losers with me, Derrick Fox. Please comment below if you guys have questions for any of these guests. I'm sure they would love to answer, and I'll answer as well. So let me know below. Also, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and then also make sure you're following us on Instagram, A Bunch of Losers with Derrick Fox, so you get the update on the new episodes. We will be launching them weekly. All right, thanks, losers.
Action.